Every story has an ending. Does our quest to play the top 100 courses in 10 years have a good ending? I'm Nish,
I'm Chris.
and we're here to guide you through this golfing journey. This is the Top 110 Golf Podcast, episode 41, the Trump International Aberdeen preview. So we are on day 2 of our Scottish trip in Aberdeen, or we're heading to Aberdeen from Dundee. We had a very, very short stay in the Premier Inn in Dundee. Lovely hotel. Thoroughly recommend it. Didn't get to see any of Dundee because we arrived very late
No,
last
we
night.
arrived in the dark, left in the dark.
Yeah. Overly long check-in procedure
yeah.
from a very chatty guy who didn't
Yeah.
realise that we were absolutely knackered and just wanted to have a shower and go to bed.
The inside of the Premier Inn was lovely, though. That's our summary for that.
There are a lot of people hanging around, weren't there?
There was a lot of people
in reception. There was
yeah,
one English
coming out the
guy.
bar.
My goodness, there was one English guy who was absolutely slating the Scots. And
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing, mate? Like, this is ridiculous.
Well, yeah, he was slating the Scottish service levels as well, wasn't he? I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, so very interesting. I mean, yeah,
In a
the
room full
hotel
of
doesn't,
Scots, like, read your audience.
hotel doesn't seem to be the place to do that, if I'm honest. But so we are on our way. We're in the car at the moment on our way to Trump International, which came back as a bit of a last minute round. And it came about because initially this round was cancelled due to a tournament which was played last week at the course. But when the opportunity came up, and I think it was Chris was just on the website and said, "Oh, some tee slots are available. Should we get booked in?" We thought, yeah, we absolutely should do. We're up there anyway. Let's get it booked in. So we are playing with Chris.
So we're going to play with Graham, a friend of mine who lives locally, and he's got a friend who is a member here. So very luckily, we are going to be taken round by a member who I believe is a pretty good golfer as well. So
Yeah, and we're going to get signed in, which is always a lovely little treat.
We've just come over a crest of a hill and we're just looking at the sea, which is pretty scenic, isn't it? As we're coming towards Aberdeen.
It is stunning up here, isn't it?
It is.
You know, this feels like the heartland of golf.
Yeah.
And I think that's what was one of the things that we were really looking forward to in this trip.
But I think we were saying that as we've driven along, we're driving past golf courses and we're like, where are the people to play these? There's no houses anywhere.
There's no houses,
and there's just like golf course, another golf course, another golf course. It makes you realise how important golf is in Scotland because it is just everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, in one of our previous episodes, Jack Buchanan, who's the president at Hindhead, said every Scottish family's got 2 or 3 sets of golf clubs in the loft, and I could see why.
Yeah,
it's just all there, isn't it? So we are, as I said, heading over to Trump International. Now, this course and this course preview takes a bit of a different slant at the minute because, generally speaking, we sit here and we would be talking about the history of a club. Is there anybody notable sort of played there? Who's designed it? All that kind of stuff. We've just come back from playing Gullah number 1, or we're on the way, to Trump from playing Gullah number 1, which golf has been played there in some form since 1650. So we're now flipping that on its head.
Yeah, I mean, it's polar opposite, right?
It's the absolute polar opposite. We are playing at a golf course that didn't exist till around 2010.
Yeah.
2012, which is etched on our memories as London 2012, but that was the year that Donald Trump played the first tee shot to inaugurate the golf course. And it's basically, the story goes that somebody sent Donald Trump and his golf advisor a picture of this parcel of land that is north of Aberdeen and north of Royal Aberdeen Golf Club. Just dunes. It was just dune land. And he said, that's the perfect place to put a golf course.
And you can see why, though, can't you? Because looking at the pictures, it just looks epic in terms of the size of the dunes. They just look huge, and they've just carved the golf course just right into it, basically, haven't they?
Yeah, yeah. Now, I sort of mentioned that Hindhead preview and review it was when we spoke to Jack Buchanan, and that front 9 had that kind of, valley feel, didn't it? And I wonder, do you think it's going to have that? Do you think it's going to be that valley narrowness, or do you think
quite
it's
the
going to
extent
be
of Hindhead, but it's going to give you that feel, I think, isn't it? Because you're going to have dunes kind of left and right, and it gives you that kind of feel of you've got to hit down the middle into the little valley, into the dip.
And I think visually, when you're sort of looking at what's in front of you, and you've got this sort of lush green, hopefully lush green. I mean, the summer's been a bit dry, but lush green fairway, and then it's contrasted by this sort of yellow, very pale brown, long, deep grass. I mean, that's a very, very visual contrast, isn't it? And sort of draws your eye in, and it looks like that's how the course is laid out.
Yeah, it does.
You know,
It
you've
does.
not got all these blind shots anywhere, and it's just
Yeah.
you stand up on usually an elevated tee,
Yeah.
looking
yeah,
down onto the dune.
I'm
and
pretty sure we're not in for a dull round of golf today.
I think
it
everyone
just looks
everyone that I spoke to
amazing.
that's played it has just said it is amazing.
It's an amazing
You're
place
going to
to play
absolutely
golf.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
I think we are in
we're
for a bit of a treat today.
yeah, I think it's going to be. I think we love a visually appealing, visually stunning golf course anyway. That's just our MO, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then I think
love
it's going to
links
be
golf.
difficult. It's going to be a difficult course. Everybody does say that.
Yeah.
And one of the things that keeps coming out is that it's a bloody long course.
Yeah.
As well. So we had tea discussion which one we fancied playing off last night when we were on our way back.
Yeah, we were getting a little bit worried about it, I think, weren't we?
You look at the scorecard and it's like the back tees are 7,500 yards. It was like, which is mad. And
but like for a links though, because traditionally links are reasonably short. Like they're not over
because they're old courses, aren't they?
Because they're hard, right?
Yeah.
They're old and they're hard because they got lots of gorse and all that kind of stuff.
And I suppose also unless they're like kind of where they host tournaments where they need to lengthen them.
Yeah, I mean,
they're old courses for people who played with old golf clubs and golf balls. So
I mean, this has been built right to host those tournaments, and obviously last week it hosted the Scottish Opens. That was the first big tournament it's hosted.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming that they probably want this on the Open rota. It's probably what they're aiming for. I'm not sure that will happen, but
no,
certainly not in the.
I think Troon's the one, isn't it? That's the Trump one that's going to get it. It wouldn't be this one particularly, but well, look, I mean, we've got to talk about the club's celebrity owner. You know, he's not out of the news ever. He's a larger than life personality. He sort of says he's there to help Scottish golf along, and it has been.
Not sure the Scots would agree with that.
Yeah, and it has been in the news, this golf course, because of stuff like constant vandalism and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, famously, just recently, Turnberry got vandalised, didn't it? But the sort of inception of this golf course was controversial. I think, Chris, you mentioned that.
So. Yeah, I think it's like an area of outstanding national beauty, isn't it? All the natural dunes, I think, and I think they had something taken away from them because obviously they built the course onto the dunes. So I think they actually had that accolade taken away from them. I think it was a protected area of land, and I think it's no longer protected. So yeah, I mean, yeah, there is some controversy around the course for sure, isn't there? And I guess it's that.
And I think that you kind of your impression of Trump, like his personality is larger than life. His personality is like, I'm here, we're here. This is the Trump organization. Your impression is that it's a loud, brash, in your face kind of place. But I will say, looking at stuff online and listening to people's reviews, everyone's been very pleasantly surprised by how understated the course is.
I think generally. Scots generally are quite the opposite of that, aren't they? They're fairly low key and kind of like understated,
matter of fact.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They
sort of down to earth,
say it as it is, and and that kind of doesn't match up with it. But
no, it's a bit of a juxtaposition, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you're using that word a lot. Yeah, but with the clubhouse facilities, for instance, like this is our taste, I think, of an American style service.
Yeah.
In the top 100, we've got maybe 3 opportunities at this, and that would be all 3 Trump courses we're going to play. But everybody sort of says you expect this, almost gaudy, over the top clubhouse, and it's not. It's really, really tastefully decorated, and it's just a lovely place to be. You can tell that money's been spent on it.
Yeah,
but it's that level of American service, but with a hint and a nod to tradition. So we're quite interested to see that and see what our actual thoughts are on that, which is why we are recording this in the car on the way over, because we don't want to sort of experience that and then say, oh, let's do the preview now we've actually played the course, because you're influenced by what's happened. So that's a little bit about how the course came about. Now, a few other little bits that sort of keep coming out is that it is by everybody who's been described as a bucket list course.
A brutally hard bucket
and
list
a brutally
course.
hard one, yeah. Which I think that the rough is thick. It's fairway or bust. It feels like. I'm looking at the course maps.
Bust it is.
Bust it is. Let's test the limits of this this rough, Chris. But you've got little things like there's 2 back tees that are really worth checking out, and that is the 11th, and that gives you a spectacular 360-degree view of the course. We've just had that at Gullen, and that was an absolute treat.
That was a feast, wasn't it?
And we just stood there for like 5 minutes taking pictures.
Yeah,
It was
did.
amazing. And then the 18th, apparently, again, it's a spectacular par 5, elevated tees. And we were saying before, there's very few blind shots in this course. I think it's all kind of laid out in front of you.
Yeah.
And it's like, here's your challenge.
Yeah.
You can see where you need to go. It's difficult, but you can see where you need to go. And are you going to be able to do it?
Yeah, but it opens and closes with a par 5, doesn't it? 2 long par 5s, I think, the first and the 18th.
Yeah, I don't think we've
which is pretty
experienced that
unusual.
before. Yeah, that's it. That's right. So we should, at that moment, Chris, that's a really good segue. You've led us into what our side bet is. So you haven't heard from him yet, the voice of reason. That's Jim. He has sent us his side bet.
Do you want me to do it in Jim's voice?
Let's do it in Jim voice.
As close as possible.
Hello, my name is Jim. He's got a very deep voice, but I can't do it. My chipmunk voice doesn't go quite that low. Jim, side bet is brilliant. I think you're talking about the par 5s. He says that the side bet is for the lowest net score on all 4 of the par 5s,
and they look like brutes. So
they do look long.
I don't think either of us are going to be near 20. 5 times 4 is 20, isn't it?
5 times 4 is 20. Yeah,
it's early in the morning.
I was thinking, hang on a minute. 5 times 5 is 20. I'm thinking of a par 5, right? A par 5. I'm happy to walk off with that. That just shows the difference in caliber, Chris. I'm thinking par. You're like, par 5s should be a birdie, right? Yeah. So that's our side bet, which I think is great. That's a really good side bet, because those par 5s, they are a scoring opportunity. But on this is one course where I would say,
I think a par is going to be a good.
They don't feel like a scoring opportunity. They just sort of feel like get through them.
Yeah.
Survive the par 5s.
Take you 3 shots.
Yeah, take 3 shots
Couple
to get
shots
to the
around
green.
the green, and then
absolutely.
Walk off happy. I think it's probably one of those, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Now, again, the other thing that we're excited about and interested to see now is that contrast between every course we've played has been historic. That
was weird. You went into
Jim voice.
Introduction. That was an introduction.
I sort of did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Every course we've played. There's new intro coming for year 3. There's like things about old golfers who've played there, and there's moments that have either been on telly or you've heard of something, or there's been like, they have this famous Ryder Cup match or whatever. Like, there's nothing like that to get your teeth into.
Well, they just held the Scottish Open last week, so I guess that's the start of that.
Was it the Scottish Open that they had?
Yeah. No, sorry, not the Scottish Open. It was the DP World Tour.
DP World Tour event. Yeah, that was it.
Nexo or something, wasn't it?
And again, Chris, you've done a really good segue here, so that's perfect. Again, I'm mega excited about playing this weekend, so I'm holding out hope that they're not so efficient that they've got rid of all the stands already. And because that's the closest I think I'm ever going to get to experiencing like any kind of tournament type conditions.
Yeah.
Any kind of signage, anything. I got excited about one billboard that had the Open written on it at West Lanc. So if there's a stand up somewhere, that'd be unfreaking believable.
I guess it could be quite a busy week this week at Trump, because obviously they've got the new course, which is just open this week as well. They've had the tournament there, so there might still be a bit of a flurry of activity happening.
Yeah, the new course. So I think that's just open this weekend, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So at some point this week, certainly.
Maybe that's why we could get on the original course today.
Yeah,
because everyone's trying to play the new one.
The new course.
Yeah, interesting. So, one thing that really jumped out at me in reading about this, and I was fascinated by this, was that the guru of short game play, Mr. Floppy himself, Phil Mickelson. Although on my notes it says Phil Mickleton because of text correct or spelling correction, said it's the best short game practice area anywhere in the world.
Wow.
which is high praise
So
from
it's
from
just
him.
the flop shots, right? So there's just
that.
like
Yeah. Walls, big, deep, cavernous bunkers.
yeah.
Very, very sticky, receptive greens. Yeah. But it's like a 3,500 square foot, whatever
Nice.
that is, like, but practice area. I mean, that's probably the reason why it's 7:15 and we're still, 15, 20 minutes away, and we're getting there that early, because we do have an early tea time, but not this early. So that's going to be a nice treat, I think, isn't it? And we're going to try and, if we can, find a table and get some lunch there and experience the Trump hospitality. But it does say here that, in my notes that I'm reading, there are 2 back tees worth checking out. The 11th for the panoramic, which we just explained before. We got that at Gullen, which was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it's so beautiful, wasn't it? So,
yeah. 18th, that's going to be spectacular. But I think it looks like they've kind of generally gone, you tee off high in the dunes, and then you dip down
yeah,
into the fairway, you play.
yeah.
Now, does that mean it's going to be less windy if the wind does kick up? I don't know. Does the wind
Certainly not for your tee shot.
Yeah, does the wind... Oh, yeah, actually, sorry, I didn't think about that. Yeah. We need that 4-iron that you left at Hankley Common, Chris. That's what you need.
Let's
Play
not
a
talk
nice
about
low
that,
one.
Nish.
Well, I got away with
Oops.
it yesterday, actually, not using it. There was two or three shots throughout the day where I thought,
Perfect 4-iron.
perfect for a 4-iron, this. To manufacture something with a 5 or a 3.
There was a couple of occasions Chris ended up in the rough, and I was like, no, that would have been a perfect with you. You wouldn't have got in there with your 4-iron, Chris. Couldn't help it. Couldn't help it. But yeah, but everyone says this is a beautiful facility to go and play golf. It's some people have even said, and he's famous on the podcast, which is Coach Dan, Chris's coach.
Yeah.
Says the best course he's ever played.
Yeah.
By far.
By a margin.
And what's his qualifications on telling us that, Chris? Like,
I mean, he's played a few courses in his time. I think he's played college golf. He's
he's coaching some European tour players as
yeah,
well. So
yeah.
he
He
kind of
knows
what he's talking about.
And then obviously Graham as well, that we're playing with. He plays locally at another Aberdeen course, and he's very, very excited about coming back and playing Trump. He's played it once before.
Yeah.
He says, it's just by far the best thing he's ever played. It's incredible.
And playing with the members is always great. We always have a good round there, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
get lines. And...
I think it's going to be a huge amount of value add playing around here with a member, because it's going to be tricky, I think, to pick lines and stuff like that, because some of it just looks mental. In terms of the architecture, it just looks
interesting,
wild.
isn't it? Like, basically, there's a guy who's designed it. Actually, and forgive me, I haven't actually researched who designed this golf course, but there's a guy that's designed this golf course, or people have designed this golf course. It's only opened 13 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's our 14th course. It's only opened 13 years ago, and they've absorbed all of golf design, architecture, knowledge.
But I mean, it's gone straight into the top 25, hasn't it?
Yeah, and very quickly straight into top 20.
And into the world.
It's ranked
list
what?
as
This
well.
is ranked 23 on our list.
Yeah.
So we're playing a really, really big hitter of a golf course. The third highest we've played, after Woodall Spa, and can't remember. There's one other we've played, or maybe we are playing. I'm not sure, but it's right up there as a golf course.
Yeah.
This feels like it's right up there as a challenge as well.
Yeah.
And right up there in facilities and experience.
Yeah.
So
you love all that stuff, don't you? So I think you're going to enjoy it.
It feels like it's ticking a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we had a good warm up yesterday on a course that we felt we could spray it a little bit.
Yeah, we had a little bit of room for
all
manoeuvre.
of our bad shots out of the way, Chris, and we didn't actually play that badly.
That's definitely not going to happen, Nish, but we'll see.
I don't know. I'm holding out positive vibes. I mean, the sun's shining here in Aberdeen.
It is, isn't it?
It's probably the only day it's ever happened ever, right?
Beautifully just come over the horizon. We can see Aberdeen on our right, I think.
But this Scotland is just a wonderful place to play golf. This is the 4th round we're going to have played in Scotland today. Every time it just feels special. There's a lovely Scottish welcome. Everybody, it feels like it's still a game for the people.
Yeah.
In Scotland, we were talking about that before. That it's not elitist, it's not snooty, it's not mired in too much tradition and whatever. It's like, come on, get out there and play.
Yeah.
Right. Golf is there to be played.
Yeah.
So we really, really are looking forward to this. Now, there is one last thing that Jim has sent us, which is the signature hole challenge. So I made notes before I knew this was a signature hole, and my notes said about this hole that the tee looks immense. It's tough and it's narrow, but looks like an unbelievable hole of golf. And that's just from a course map and just from a couple of pictures. And that is the 14th. So that's our signature hole, challenge hole, Chris.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, from the pictures, it looks absolutely spectacular, doesn't it?
It's been a
Does.
while since I think we've had a difficult path signature hole challenge.
Yeah.
That's, you kind of looked at it and gone, oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
it's normally just a par 3, right?
Normally
It's
par 3.
normally quite a small one because they're the ones that look nice, right?
And you're the par 3 expert, so
Yeah.
it's been all right for you, I suppose. But yeah, this is, I keep using the word special. It feels special. Why we wanted to record this now on the way over, and why we are getting there early, and I think we are interested in seeing, because it is a relatively controversial course. We can't avoid that topic.
Yeah.
The owner is a controversial person, and
The site itself is controversial.
Yeah, the site is controversial. He's courted that a little bit, and there has been some protest about the course and things like that. So I'll be really interested to see how we feel about it. I remember way back, it's totally brought it back to me. I remember way back when we first started the journey and we talked about the courses we were going to play, and
Yeah.
I think we got a question on the listener Q&A about it as well, and that came up, and that just shows how much these courses, the 3 Trump courses, stick out in people's mind and mindset. What are you going to think about the Trump courses? What are you going to think? And I think I did say, I think I'm going to come back and go, they were amongst my favourite golf courses. Interestingly, we've not played this too early in the journey.
Yeah,
so
we've kind of got the baseline of what we like and what we don't like.
Maybe I'm less dazzled by the fineries of a golf course, and maybe the golf might come into it a bit more. But the golf looks
bullshitness. You love it.
Yeah,
You love anything flash.
I don't know who I'm trying to kid here.
Valet parking and anything gold.
What I do know is that merchandise shop is going to get absolutely nailed. So expect me to come back with loads of stuff with Trump emblazoned on it. But yeah, look, this is going to be a great place to play. Is there? Do you feel there's anything you want to add, Chris? That
don't
you're
think so.
excited about,
I am very, very excited about this course. I think this was the one. I think when we originally lined up our year earlier on at the start of the year, this was the one that stood out for me as being probably probably the most impressive, most special course that we were going to play in the year, and we nearly didn't play it. So it's
been on and off, hasn't it?
It's been on and off and on, and then it's come back on at the last minute, which I think has just increased the level of excitement, because it's kind of like feels like something that we nearly lost, and then we've got it back.
Yeah. I would say that, and I hope I'm not speaking out of turn here, but I would say when we found out that we weren't playing Trump, we were both gutted.
Yeah, we
were.
Would
That be fair to say?
Yeah, like I said, we were both really looking forward to it, weren't we?
Yeah. Like it isn't. There's a very strong possibility that in our lifetime we don't play an American golf course, and this feels the closest to doing that.
Yeah,
and that's quite exciting because it feels like a totally different thing. But I think they've tried to do it in a Scottish way as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether we come away thinking it does feel American, or whether it's managed to kind of retain its Scottish heritage.
Yeah, and sort of we're going on about this quite a lot because for a couple of reasons. Like, we've just come back from Gullin, and like that course was crawling with American visitors.
It was,
coming and playing golf, which is great, by the way.
Yeah, I mean that was our first experience of that. We experienced a bit of it at Glen Eagles, didn't we? But it didn't. But yesterday was very American heavy, wasn't it? That was the most Americans I think we've seen. Pretty much, I would say it's probably 90% Americans plus Gareth Bale.
Yeah, didn't mention that. Gareth Bale. Well, we might save that a little bit for our review. But Gareth Bale was in 2 groups ahead of us, holding everybody up. It was great, and spraying it quite a lot. So I think, although he did get an eagle and a birdie back to back, didn't he? And on a par, there was a 420-yard par 5, which go figure. It was the shortest par 4.
Yeah,
but it was actually a par 5 for some reason. But we'll say that for
that for the.
There's a little flavour of the review. But we will report back to you on how much we loved Trump International Aberdeen.
Or didn't? You never know.
Yeah, we'll. Yeah, I think if we pick the right tees,
Yeah.
on this incredibly long course. That I mean, so
Yeah, that
imagine
reminds me. I
playing
do need to
off.
buy some new golf balls.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think we're gonna go through a few today, aren't
I
we?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's keep it positive,
Okay.
Chris.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I think we're gonna have a good driving day today.
Okay.
I get
take
that
that.
feeling. I feel like we've ironed out a few of our loose shots
And
yesterday.
nuances.
Yeah, yeah. And it's good. My body's feeling a bit stiff from yesterday, so that means I won't be overextending on the backswing. So that's something to look forward to. But yeah, that is our Trump International preview. We hope we've done the course some justice in the preview. But like I say, normally there'd be a bit of history to talk about, and we don't have that. So here's to a good round at Trump International, Chris.
Make golf great again.
Make golf great again.